Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to episode 5 of This Is a Basketball Show. We got Giacomo Imperiale, Nate Perez, Matt Freeman, Saketh Kodori. I'm Ben Chadwick. Guys, we got another fun episode. We just filmed the football show yesterday. We got a very similar episode. Should be as fun as it was yesterday. We have a full NBA redraft. 10 rounds, 5 teams. Each of us going to be drafting our own teams. And then, of course, our little weekly recap, spicy guac take, Freeman's top 5. We're going to get to all that today. So let's kick it right off with the spicy guac take. Guac, what do you have to hit with us today?
Yeah, so I'm kind of freeballing here a little bit, but I like my take a lot today. I'm going to say Kristaps Porzingis is going to win Comeback Player of the Year this year. So we're talking about a guy injured for a lot of his career, obviously ex-Knick, big fan of him. He's having a crazy year this year, along with Kyle Kuzma, averaging 21 points per game, shooting 40% from three as a big man, 50% from the field, a defensive rating of +4, 8 rebounds a game. Having another crazy year. The Wizards are currently the 7th seed in the West. I don't think anyone expected them to be that high. I mean, the team is not that great itself, but Kristaps has been a major contributor to this Wizards team. And I think that if he continues to play the way that he's playing right now, he could win Comeback Player of the Year, especially after dealing with all the injuries he dealt with last year.
Yes, so guys, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily hate it, but Kristaps Porzingis is not the driving force, to his team winning.
I didn't say that.
All right, but I'm just saying he's on a pretty poor team.
Yeah,
and he's definitely I wouldn't say he's the number 1 or number 2 option on that team. So
he's like it's I would say it's probably Beal's 1, and then him and Kuz are 2A, 2B.
No, Kyle Kuzma is 1,000%. I mean, he's had sevell games this year where he's exploded with huge scoring outbursts and helped the Wizards to win. I don't see how he can. I mean, maybe there aren't really many players that are coming back from devastating injury or anything like that. But yeah. I don't see how Porzingis is the comeback player there.
Please give me the floor. Jock, first of all, you're a clown. You're wearing glasses inside. You're ugly. Okay. Second of all, Kristaps Porzingis is not winning Comeback Player of the Year. You're crazy.
So who is?
Crazy. Who? Well, first of all, I feel like there's a better, like Matt said, I feel like there's a better candidate on his own team.
For Comeback Player of the Year.
Yes, I think Kuzma's having a great year. And, Kristaps Porzingis,
what is Kuzma coming back?
I'm just going to say this right now. There's a person who plays for the Utah Jazz, and his name is Lauri Markkanen, who is a very good candidate for Comeback Player of the Year.
I could agree with that 1,000%. I mean, we touched on it earlier in previous weeks. The Utah Jazz coming out of nowhere, and the driving force is Lauri Markkanen. So if you're going to have a player that came out of nowhere and is making the biggest impact this year, I would say probably Lauri Markkanen over Kristaps Porzingis for sure.
Hey, Jock, first of all, what exactly is a Comeback Player of the Year award?
It's most improved. It really is most improved at this point. I mean, you look at Porzingis. Porzingis really never had like a good year. I could agree with you 100%. Lauri will definitely be in that conversation. But if you want to talk about most improved, Porzingis is going to be in that conversation all year again, especially if he continues to put up these numbers. He's 100% in the conversation.
Yeah, well, the problem is KD healthy.
I think most improved indicates that a player was not good to begin with, and then they improved.
That's not true. There are
Ja Morant won most improved.
Julius Randle.
I understand. Ja Morant turned from a young player to he broke out and became an all-star, all NBA player. But you look at Porzingis while he was on the Knicks, he had a season where I think was comparable to the season he's having now. So I don't think he's most improved. I think his production just took a hit, and now he's just playing the way he was supposed to.
I couldn't agree more, to be honest with you.
I think, you guys know I'm the big defensive guy for like NBA takes. I think Kristaps has a massive edge on Lauri and Kuzma on the defensive side of the ball. 1.5 blocks per game, just about a steal per game. Also, guys, 21 points with 40% shooting from the 3-ball at 7 feet tall, 50% from field goal range. 8 rebounds a game,
known for 3-point shooting, though, so...
He's always been a great 3-point shooter. He's just been horrendous on the Mavericks. What else can he was just horrendous.
He has never been 40% 3-point shooter. 3-point.
I mean, to be fair, he was playing with Luka one time, and the other time he was on the Knicks, and the Knicks just suck.
I don't
If
know how
anything, playing with Luka should make your 3-point percentage go up.
No.
So if you look at the way Luka plays, he's more of a passer inside the paint.
I was just about to say it's a lot easier for him to space the floor with the Wizards than it would be to space with Luka on the Mavericks.
No, I understand being on the Wizards opens up a lot, but I think Luka is not making your 3-point percentage go down.
Not necessarily. Not like
Luka does a great job finding.
I would say maybe like a little bit, but not dramatically at all. No, it's not a big difference.
And just like I said earlier, I think Kristaps Porzingis, he was an all-star level player on the Knicks and he took a huge hit, but he didn't necessarily improve. He just came back where he was supposed to be.
All right, so I think we'll move on. That's a spicy guac take. Always got to get it in every episode. And Freeman, I believe you have the next edition of Freeman's top 5.
Yeah, so for my top 5, I'm going to go in reverse order from last week. I'm going to do my number 1 team and work down. My number 1 team in the league at this point in the season, I'm going to have to say the Boston Celtics. They've had a very tough schedule. They've proven they can do it away and at TD Garden. They have the best record in the NBA as of now, so they have to be number 1. And number 2, I'm going to have to say the Milwaukee Bucks have to be there. I mean, they were 1 last week. They fell a little bit. 3 losses in the recent weeks. So I would still put them at number 2. They've proven to me that they're still the second best team in the league, regardless of without or even while considering blunder in the past week. Then I'm gonna have to say a third team from the East. I'm gonna have to say the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, their record matches up with anyone else in the Western Conference, and they beat the Bucks. They have, if you're looking in terms of resume, they have one of the best resumes in the NBA. I just think they have the talent level to be put at 3, and they've been playing up to that standard. So leaving them at 3, I think is perfectly fine. And number 4, I'm going to have to say the Portland Trailblazers. Although they don't have the talent that necessarily would put you in a top 5 with power rankings, they're 10-4. They've played fantastic on the road, which is something that not a lot of teams have done so far this NBA season. So I think that they have to be number 4. They've had several games without Damian Lillard. They've had these young players close out games. And then at number 5, I'm going to have to put the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think their recent struggles need to be overlooked with the amount of talent that they have on the roster. And they're still the number 4 team in the East, which is clearly the better conference so far this year. So for them, I would slide them in at number 5, and that's my top 5.
So Freeman, no Denver Nuggets whatsoever in your top 5.
No, I don't think the Denver Nuggets go there yet. I mean, if you look at these other teams, they've proven it against better teams. They've done it on the road. And, they all have similar records. So I think that the teams ahead of them either have, if we're looking at the Trailblazers, they just simply have a better record. So that's their reasoning. And then the other 4 teams have similar, if not better records. And I think that they have more talent top to bottom. So that's why I give them the edge so far this year.
That's tough for me. I know the Nuggets are coming off a brutal loss against the Knicks. Jock, I don't want to hear it. It's a bad loss. But I don't know. I still think just in general, the Nuggets are a better basketball team than the Trailblazers. But Jock, I know you want to get in here.
I just want to wrap this up real quick. Those 5 teams are my 5 teams. That's my top 5, 100%. I want to put the Blazers over the Hawks, but I can't because if you look at the strength of the schedule, the Hawks have had a much tougher schedule than the Blazers. The Blazers have played the Kings twice. They've played Charlotte twice. So as much as I would want to, I can't. So I agree. Bucks. I agree. Celtics 1, Bucks 2. I agree with Matt's top 5. I'm on the same page as him. That's my 5.
I feel like we're just looking at standings way too much, and I think we got to look more at who the teams are instead
of. We're looking at who the teams are. I would put the Cavs at number 3 and the Hawks at number 4.
100%. See, finally we get someone on the show who respects the Cavs roster. I mean,
I'm a Hawks fan as well, so
I love this. I'm a Grizzlies fan as well. I'll be the first one to tell you that we're gonna fall off a little bit after the loss of Desmond Bane. They're not even sniffing my top 5. Especially I think they'll take a huge hit. But come on, the Cleveland Cavaliers easily a top 3 roster in the NBA. There's no way around it. Now, I just want to touch on a couple of my takeaways for this week. I'm going to start off with the defending champs. The Warriors are in huge trouble. They're 6-9 overall. Yeah, 100%. Cavs at 3W. 6-9 overall. They're 0-8 on the road. That is a huge problem, especially coming from a very experienced team, a team that's probably the most experienced of any other real title contender in the NBA. They're the worst defensive team in the NBA still. They have the worst bench in the NBA in terms of plus minus. I just don't see how anybody can have any faith in this team. The whole, hanging your hat on, they have Steph Curry, they have Clay, they have Draymond. That does not work for me anymore when they're playing this poorly to start the year.
Completely agree with you. I mean, this team.
You can't win when one person's dropping 50.
Yeah.
Like that when they're playing in the Chase Center, guys, they're 6-1, which is like, that's the Warriors we all know and love. But then they go on the road. They haven't won a game. They're 0-8. They haven't won a single game on the road. It's like I don't know what is going on with the Warriors this year. Like once again, at home, they look great. They look like the classic Golden State Warriors, always one of the best teams in the league. But just not winning a game outside of San Francisco is like, I don't know what is going on with the Warriors right now.
You play 62 games. Excuse me. You play 41 games a year outside of your home arena, and winning none of them to start the year, it's just not a good look. I agree. I think they are 1,000% fraudulent. Now, my next takeaway for this week, I've been touching on him in recent weeks, and I think that it's really time to solidify him into the MVP conversation. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, for sure, should be the most improved player this year, and for sure should be mentioned in MVP conversations. He's 4th in the league in points per game with 32.3 points per game. His defense still has taken that incredible leap, 1.5 blocks per game, 2 steals per game. This is unbelievable. This is, all defensive team type numbers. He has career high in assist numbers. He's 3rd in player efficiency rating. And he's carried this Thunder team, after Chet went down. They didn't really have high expectations going into the year anyway. But after Chet went down, all hope was lost. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has absolutely carried this team to a near 500 record so far this year. And I think if we're looking at the most valuable player for his team, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is easily in the top 3 in my eyes.
Jock?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think, obviously, you look at Giannis, you look at Luka, you look at Jokic, that's your top 3. But to say that SGA is in the MVP conversation, I can 100% get on board on. The year he's having is crazy, like Matt said. Defensively, he's been locking up some of the better players, just had that huge clutch game against the Wizards where they won an OT. To say that he is in the MVP conversation as of right now is by no far a stretch. I do like that take a lot.
Nate?
I will say Shai is definitely in conversation for most improved, but MVP is going to be a stretch just due to the fact that the Thunder have such a low chance of making the playoffs.
But we're saying right now they're 500. Right now they're 500. Nobody expected them to, and they have nobody on their team.
Exactly.
100% agree.
But it's just going to be hard.
And they have playing with nobodies. Their second best players hurt and now for the year.
I wouldn't say Chet's their second best player.
What? Who's better than him on the
judging that he has never stepped.
He's never touched the floor, Giacomo.
Giddy is definitely better.
He has not touched the.
I could even
Luke
say
Fort
is better.
Okay, first of all, we're having the wrong argument. Nate, this is completely blasphemous of you to say that SGA should not even be considered to be put in the MVP conversation. He is a MVP level player. He is locking down.
I said
players.
it will be hard for him to win MVP.
He is putting up Steph Curry numbers right now. He's putting up Steph Curry numbers.
It will be
32 points a game.
It's hard. It's going to be hard for him to win MVP because the Thunder just.
Have you watched a single Thunder game this year, Nate?
Yes, I have. Yes.
There's no way you watch a single Thunder game and you don't see the pure dominance that we're seeing.
I can't argue with the fact that he's dominant, but the fact of the matter is the Thunder are just a bad team all around.
Nate,
but I mean,
Anthony,
Nate,
outside of Shea, like what?
Exactly.
Giddy and Lou Dort. That's it, really.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
And look what he's doing.
Nate,
and look what he's doing with those pieces.
Nate, I want to break it down. Most valuable player. If that's what the award means, Shea has a legitimate shot at it this year. No one is bringing more value to their team right now.
The problem is they need to make it to the playoffs in order for him to actually get in MVP conversation.
Okay.
Well,
also, one thing I'd like to say, Shea might be one of the shiftiest players in the NBA right now.
Oh, he's unreal.
He's so good.
I saw the block the other day.
If you watch these games, it's so hard to telegraph where he's going as a defender. He's not the guy who's gonna be like the fastest, most explosive player on offense, but he is so shifty. It's unreal watching.
I don't know about that. He'll dunk on anyone.
No, I understand. I'm saying that he's not gonna go out there and jump from like the free throw line or something. He is insane in the fact that he is so shifty and so hard to telegraph as a defensive player. Nicholas Popovera, no. Delete your comment right now.
Thank you.
Can I please break it down?
Can I just help out Matt here real quick, Matt, and then can I go?
You go first.
Yeah, Jock, you got it.
I just want to defend Matt's take. He didn't say SGA is winning MVP. He said he's in the conversation. You look at the guys that are above him. Jokic, Giannis, Luka are all better candidates than him. I'm not saying that, but to say SGA is in the 4 to 6 range.
Hold on.
What do you say?
Go ahead,
say SGA, maybe bump him up to 3, but to say SGA's in like the 3 to 6 range in the MVP conversation is by no means blasphemous at all. He's played up to that level, at least to this point. He'll
never. But the problem is, unless the Thunder make it to the playoffs, he'll never actually go down in MVP conversation.
It was never. But Nate, that was never the take. He's in the MVP conversation right now. He's not going to win MVP.
You're telling me if the season ends right now, is SGA a top 5? Would he be in your top 5 MVP candidates if the season?
He would, but for the award,
he's in
the conversation.
For the award, would he actually be in top 5?
No, but that wasn't the take.
Okay, I will read you the exact take. SGA should be in the MVP conversation. That is now. That is present. So right now, he should be in the MVP conversation. Agree or disagree?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's all we need to get to because that was the take.
There is something else I do want to get to, though. Dominic Urbafina, is Jason Tatum in the MVP convo? I think he is. I don't think
that's at most 5. At most 5, because I would have SGA ahead of him. I would have Jokic ahead of him. I would have Luka, and I would have Giannis ahead of him. So I can slide him in at 5, yes. But I think it's the same situation. I agree with Nate in some ways. Do I think SGA is going to win? Absolutely not. But should he be getting respect, the respect of being seen as an MVP caliber player this year? Yes, I think him and Tatum share that kind of. They're both in the same boat in being players that are playing at an MVP level. But do I think that they'll surpass, Jokic or Luka or Giannis this year for the award? I don't think so.
I think he has a real case though, guys. I mean, 31 points per game, 7.5 rebounds a game, 4 assists, a steal, and 1.5 blocks, 48% from the field, 36% from 3. He's having an unreal season this year, guys.
Unreal.
Those are great.
I have him at 4th on my MVP ladder right now.
Who's ahead of him? Giannis, Jokic, and Luka?
Yeah.
And then SGA would be 5?
So I have Luka at number 1 right now. Then I got Giannis. Yep. Then I got Jokic, Tatum, and then SGA.
I think Steph Curry deserves a little bit of love here, guys.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
If we're gonna
I don't care if the man is averaging 100 points a game. He can't do anything by himself because his team's putting up like 5 points a game.
Oh, I mean,
Donovan Mitchell.
Let's pick a side.
I think Donovan Mitchell honestly should get more love.
Just gotta get there. The guy that
Donovan Mitchell should get more love than Steph Curry right now.
I agree.
I agree that.
Hey, I just want to say we should really be talking about DeJounte Murray.
Over Donovan Mitchell or Steph Curry? No.
Not even be mentioned.
No. DeJounte Murray is top 15 at best. At best, he's top 15 on the ladder.
Oh, let me go here real quick. I could not agree with Nate more here. I feel so upset about leaving. As much as I missed the Cavs take a little bit in the preseason, but Donovan Mitchell should be in the MVP conversation as well. I think he should be 6th on the list. I think right outside the top 5, I think it's Donovan Mitchell at 6. I think Donovan Mitchell has proved that he's put up MVP numbers, having a great season. Matt, I know you love the Cavs. He's been the best player on the Cavs all season. He should get more love for MVP. I could not agree more, Saket.
Yeah, Nate, your takes make me feel like I want to jump off a building in GTA.
What take was bad? Please tell me.
Your take that DeJounte Murray should be in the MVP conversation?
The SGA take, that was really rough as
well.
That
was bad.
No, that was not. That was not.
I want to go into GTA, fly a helicopter, and jump right out of it right now. I'm telling you, your takes are so bad. It's so bad, Nate.
That wasn't even the SGA take wasn't even bad. What?
It was bad. It was horrible.
I mean, guys, I think we gotta pick. Like, if SGA can't be in the conversation because of how bad his team is, like, then Curry can't be in it either. We gotta pick a side on this.
Okay, I'm gonna say
Curry's not in it as well, though.
Curry can be. Steph Curry can be.
He is the best offensive player this season so far. That's my take.
If you seen Luka,
no.
33 points a game. 53%.
Luka, like the past 2 weeks.
45%.
Luka's won.
If you want to bring up points per game, Luka is a full 2 points ahead of him.
He is.
Luka the past 2 weeks
still think Curry's playing better
up like 45 consistently.
Well, considering Curry, what is the Warriors 6-8 right now? And Luka is what, 8-5?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you look at Luka, he's putting up more points. He's been more efficient. It's just he
hasn't been. Don't say that because he hasn't.
But Ben, you're really big on defense. You have to look at Steph Curry's Warriors. They're the worst defensive team in the NBA.
I'm not saying he's above Luka in the MVP conversation. I don't want to get that.
But I'm just saying that if you're looking at pure who is a better scorer this year, I think I'm going to go back to my guy SGA. I think he is a better scorer this year than Steph Curry so far. He has similar scoring numbers. But look at if you are game planning, if you're scheming against the Oklahoma City Thunder, there's one guy you're looking at. The Warriors have been a system for years. They can beat you in so many different ways. Poole, Wiggins, Curry, Draymond, Clay. They beat you in all different ways. It's a system that Steph Curry is the crown jewel of. But if SGA is putting up similar scoring numbers to Steph Curry, and SGA is doing it all by himself, no help, no system that's been run beautifully for years, SGA has to be seen as the better individual scorer for the year so far.
Hey, that's fair. He does have more playmakers on the team. I still think Steph averaging more points per game on better efficiency all around. He's still my offensive guy this year so far. But hey, we're going to be able to get into all of those guys very soon. We got the full 10-round, 5-team NBA redraft coming up right now. We got the wheel to decide who picks first. It'll be a snake draft to make it as fair as possible.
Then if you get first pick again, it's rigged. It's 100% rigged.
Hey, wheel decides the wheel. It is not my decision. If I happen to get it, good for me. Let's see what happens here. Very close, but it won't be. Friedman, you have the first overall pick. Next up.
Let's go.
It will be Saketh at number 2. Nate will be picking 3rd. And Jock will be picking 4th, putting myself at last. Are we happy now, Saketh?
Yeah, I am ecstatic. Just to clarify though, so in regards to the parameters of the draft, is this for the foreseeable future or is this
foreseeable future?
So we're not building for right now. We're building for the next 10 years.
Both. It's building a franchise. So we're prioritizing win now and you can go all in.
Oh, so it's like a 2K draft basically.
Sure. Yeah. We're 17-year-olds that just all bought a separate NBA team and we're gonna own it for the next 80 years. That's how we're playing this.
All right.
All right, awesome. So Freeman, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, so with my first pick, I was looking at the draft earlier. We didn't know what picks we'd have. I thought there was a clear 2-horse race for number 1.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna take, the option that's 22 years old. He's gonna be the face of my franchise for the next 15 years. I mean, he's gonna win MVP this year. Give me Luka Doncic at number 1. I think that's
why I wanted the first pick. See, this happened to me yesterday where Will Kotowski kept taking my picks, and I have a strong feeling it's gonna happen again.
Just so you guys know, I'm putting in chat people who have been taken off the board.
Perfect. Thank you, Nate. Yeah, I mean, Freeman, I wouldn't have done it any different. I think it's a pretty obvious pick. Obviously, Giannis is, I'm guessing, that other guy, but the age difference.
It better be too, yeah.
Yeah, age difference is dramatic. That 4 or 5 years. So Kath, I'll throw it to you, but I think we all know who's going number 2 here.
Yeah, I'm taking Giannis. It's pretty obvious. Great mixture of young and win now.
Can't go wrong.
Nate?
I had number 3. I was kind of stuck between 3 different players. I'm going to go with the 2-time MVP, the Joker.
Oh, brutal. For some reason, I thought he was falling to me, but
brutal pick or brutal like you wanted him?
I kind of wanted him a 5 or 6.
Okay, that's fine. I have other guys I would have taken before him, but that's fine.
That was my pick, but so for this pick, I'm stuck between 2 guys, but age is playing a big factor here. So I'm gonna go Jason Tatum here at 4.
Oh, come on!
Nah, that's perfect. I think this draft.
I think
4 of my top 5.
I would just say I'll throw it out there. I'll be honest. I was looking at Steph, but Tatum has a much better age difference than Steph, so I got to take Tatum.
Yeah, the longevity on.
For a lot longer than I get Steph, so that's why I'm taking Tatum.
Oh man, I'm at a loss now. I mean, the dream was Jokic and Tatum somehow falling to me, but
I just realized I'm never moving up or down in this draft because I'm 3.
Nope, you're static the entire time.
That sucks.
Well, I mean,
that's the way it works.
Man,
I don't pick for whatever.
I feel like this is. You know what? I'll go. I'll go completely win now. Give me Steph at pick 5.
That's respectable for sure.
I'll go Steph at pick 5. Man, who do I want next though? Donovan Mitchell's a name. I'm not picking him. He's a name. I'm just saying he's a name. Having a great year.
I gotta put my poker face on because I don't want.
Yeah, there is one guy.
He's having a great year, but he's not the guy I'll be taking. Man, this is tough. Give me Embiid. I'll take Joel Embiid at 6.
That's solid for sure.
You're gonna take Joel Embiid. I'll take a little bit more of a win now player to match with Jason Tatum. I'll take Kevin Durant here.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
I get he's a bit older, but you can't deny his skill set.
All right, so
I'm saying he's 34.
To pair off with Jokic, I need a guy who can score like crazy. I'm gonna take Ja Morant at number 8.
No,
okay, no, I love that.
I wanted Ja.
I'm sure Freeman did too.
Yeah, I mean, 23 years old, already a superstar. Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with it. All right, so Kev.
So this pick is kind of difficult. I took Giannis, so I could go young here, or I could go with an established player, but I'm gonna go with Ant Edwards.
Oh,
whoa, we're rich.
I don't know about that.
Jay's on the board. I just want to let that be said.
He is having a rough year this year, so Kev.
He is, but players go up and down all the time. I have full confidence that he'll bounce back. Give him 2 or 3 years. I think he'll put himself, in that all NBA conversation.
Okay. All right.
That's fair.
It's fine.
So I get back to back now, correct?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
So I'm going to, you leave me in a rough spot because the blue chip guys that are win now are kind of off the board. But I'm going to go, hopefully the injuries are behind him. People forget. I'm just going to read you out these numbers. This is in 2020, 2021. 27 points per game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists on incredibly high efficiency with shooting the ball. He's very good on the defensive end. Give me Zion Williamson.
Well, Zion.
I was gonna take him when it got back to me.
That is a great young pick. That is.
22 years old. Pair him with Luka. Are you kidding me? That's dangerous.
That young duo is incredible.
That is a great pick.
I don't know how they would actually play together.
And now for my next My next pick, it's so
Please don't
rough.
take my guy. Please do not
I'm
take me.
stuck. I'm stuck. I at this point, I think I'm pretty set on going young. But I'm just trying to figure out how, because pairing someone with Luka is so difficult, because I really don't know how he would work best with a shooter or with you know what I'm just gonna go with he's 26. He's looking like a superstar already. I'm gonna go Donovan Mitchell at my 2.
There it is. That was my pick coming up. Guaranteed it was my pick. That's a great pick. It's Keth.
SGA. Plain and
That's
simple.
early for me.
Is it? Okay. All right. That's fair.
You think it's early?
All right, so
especially with
I
your
got
lineup,
guys ahead of him that I would take.
I just look at people who are available, and one name that I see is a guy named Kawhi Leonard.
It's win now though.
It is win now, but the problem is I need defense, and I have a player who I'm gonna draft later on.
You better build a hospital.
I better build a hospital.
Yeah, injury history does not go away in this redraft, Nate. It still stays with him.
Oh, I know, but I think Kawhi is going to be a great pickup for mentoring a player I want to draft.
Sure.
Okay. I would say 3rd round's a little early for a mentor pick, but
he's win now as well.
Is it me here?
Okay. All right.
It's all you, Jock.
Oh, love it. I'm gonna go another mid-year guard, very established player and a star. I'm gonna go Devin Booker here. He's 26 years old.
That's a great pick.
I love Devin Booker. Pair him with my 2 forwards already. I like where I'm going so far.
All right, I'm gonna get my next 2 guys here. I think I'm pretty confident in them. First off, Paul George. I think he's the most underrated player in the league. One of the most underrated players in the league. Is he not, Freeman?
Love it.
What do you have to say about that,
he's
Freeman?
definitely underrated, and
How does
he's a very good player. But I think that there's better current players in the NBA that have not been taken yet, and I think there's also better young pieces that haven't been taken yet. So I'm questioning what direction you're headed in, because if you're building a young team, that wouldn't be my pick. And if you're building just a go for broke win now team, that also wouldn't be my pick. So,
I am going go for broke win now, and that's my pick. So deal with it.
Okay. All right.
Next up, this is going to get tougher as we go on, guys. These names start to really mold together.
Not for me.
Not for, of course. Man, give me. This is tough. I do just want to check his age just before I go out and grab him. A bit old. I can get him a little bit later. I'll take DeJounte Murray with this pick to pair him alongside Steph.
That's solid.
I know this is gonna sound like a reach, but playing the fact that age is a big factor,
the biggest reach of all time.
And I'm going young here. I'm going to take De'Aaron Fox here at my point guard.
That's not bad at all. I don't think that's bad at all.
Saketh is not a fan. Saketh, you got anything to say about that?
No, because I'm going to make a pick later that I think will end up being better for me.
You guys are going to hate me for this.
Pick Trae Young. I know Trae Young's still on the board.
You guys are going to hate me for this. But I look at my team right now. I got Jokic, Kawhi, and Ja. And I see Ja as the guy who can run the 1 and the 2.
Oh, here it is.
I have to, as a diehard Atlanta Hawks fan.
No,
Nate is gonna have the worst defense I've seen in my life.
It's done.
Trae Young,
awful.
To pair alongside Ja, Jokic, and Kawhi. That's why I picked up
Kawhi. The most
inefficient
shooting team I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, Nate. I know Trae Young was on the board. De'Aaron Fox is younger. I like De'Aaron Fox's defense better. I think he works better with my team.
That is the worst.
And I need a guy who can score and play make. I need a guy who can score and play make.
Just as good a scorer as him. I mean,
he can't play make though. That's the thing.
I don't hate it, Nate. I don't hate it. I just want you to know.
I hate it.
You will not be stopping any guard.
I don't hate it either. I think we're exaggerating the hate on some of these picks. Yeah. I don't think.
No, I think I wouldn't hate it as much if it was anyone else picking it.
Okay.
All right. So, Kev.
I mean, like what he's drafted so far already.
Oh, okay. I thought Nate as a person.
Imagine you are LeBron James bringing up the ball, and you
also
see
another
Ja
name.
Morant. You see Ja Morant
That's
and
why I
Trae
have
Young.
Kawhi. That's why I have Kawhi.
Okay, imagine you're SGA. You can't put. I mean, you could put Kawhi in SGA, but
And
then you're gonna
bro,
have,
you guys are forgetting Ja can play defense pretty well.
He's not bad defensively.
he is
He's
a
not bad.
horrible
He's not bad.
defender.
I
He is
don't
a
know.
liability on defense.
Ja is a liability.
He is a liability on defense.
I don't think he's a liability.
But hold on.
I wouldn't
Let's
say
take a
that.
look at
Hold
top
on.
point guards in this league. Who's a better defender, Luka or Ja Morant?
Look,
Ja.
Luka.
Luka.
Ja easily.
Ja is a better defender than Luka.
No, he is not.
No,
Ja is 100%
Oh,
a
without
better
question.
No.
defender.
Ja,
I
Oh,
would say,
Stop
it.
this year so far, I would say he's a better defender.
Who is?
Ja.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
And then,
You
so,
gotta be kidding me.
but forget that. Let's just say, just look at these premier point guards. Are they superstar defenders by any stretch of the imagination? Is Ja a superstar defender? No. Is Luka? No. Is Trey? No. Is Damian Lillard? No. Is Steph Curry?
I will
No.
say the best
think there's a
defender
difference
who's
between
point
Ja
guard
not being a
might
superstar.
actually be De'Aaron Fox.
I
Agree.
think there's
It's another reason
Well,
why.
yeah, Friedman, you gotta consider that he also drafted Trae Young.
Okay.
Trey
when you
Young
look-
and Ja
when you
is a
compare-
very good
okay.
backcourt.
So yeah,
It-
you bring
offensively.
up guys like Steph Curry, you bring up guys like Damian Lillard, yeah, but there's not another duplicate of them standing right next to them.
Okay. Then that makes sense.
You're almost
If you're
stuck in a
if you're gonna look
position
at
where
his
you
team
have
as a whole. And the
Yeah,
selection
you're
for
almost
his
you're almost
team,
stuck in
then-
a position. You're almost stuck in a position where you have to play zone all the time, and zone does not fly in the NBA. It
I
just doesn't.
also think we're underrating how atrocious Trae Young is on defense.
He's
Yeah, it's
horrible. He might
I mean,
honestly be the worst defender in the league.
He,
Oh,
he
that's-
is
that-
one of
might
the worst
he might
guard
actually be
defenders
worse
in the
than
league.
James
I can
Harden.
get behind
James
that
Harden
without
barely
question.
plays defense.
I think James Harden's a better defender than him, dude.
Let's get on to the next pick here.
Yeah, we'll head on. I think Saketh, are you up or is it back to Freeman?
Nah, I think Sakat's up.
The captain's up.
It's me. I mean, like, how does this guy not get taken yet? I mean, like, yeah, I know he's having a bad year, but it's LeBron freaking James. Give me LeBron James.
I was going to win now too. That was an easy pick for me next round. That's
Yeah,
a
I
great
was
pick.
looking
like
at
it.
him. That's
like
a
it.
very solid pick.
Freeman.
Oh, see, I'm caught here because I'm looking at, you know what? I was trying to build my team, based on positional need. So I'm going to address that, and I'm also going to address who I think is the best available prospect. So right now, I'm going to take Jared Allen, 24 years old, already an all-star, great defender, throws down lobs. I think he'll work extraordinarily well alongside Zion, Luka, and Donovan Mitchell. And unfortunately, this guy might not even be able to start on my team. I just think he's too young and just too good to still be around. I'm going to go LaMelo Ball with my next pick.
Oh, that was my pick.
It's a great pick.
Yeah.
I respect those two picks.
I'm not sure where I'm going to fit him, but off the bench or if he's coming in or as a 2, regardless, I think that he's just the best talent available, and he's only 21 years old, so I got to rock with him.
That's a great pick.
Saketh.
All right, so looking at this pick, the guys I drafted already, Giannis and Edwards, SGA, LeBron. I mean, anyone with eyes could point out the fact that spacing is an issue for me right now. And for that reason, I'm going to go with Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, that's where I was
Talk
going.
about
I was going
liability on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Okay, I have Giannis and SGA, though. I mean, like, worst comes to worst.
SGA is an improved defender.
He is. And I think Giannis may be the best defender.
Yeah,
So,
Giannis is probably the best defender in the NBA.
All right. Well,
I think from an offensive perspective, I need a guy who could space the floor for me at the 5.
That's fine. Okay.
I'm up, and I need a small forward or a power forward. And a lot of you guys might hate this, but I'm going to pick the guy from the Heat, Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
I like it.
That's a good
fine.
pick.
That's fine.
Are you? I forget, Nate. Are you going to win now, or are you more of a younger team?
I have a win now with a team that can grow in the future. My
Right.
bench is going to be for the future.
Sure. Okay. I don't hate that then. Jock.
It's fine.
I need a center.
Oh, you guys are missing someone big time right now.
Well, I need a center. Period.
Freeman, don't say anything, please.
I'm
need a
not saying
I'm
that.
begging you.
I need a center. I know he's having a down year, but I'm gonna take Cat's teammate Rudy Gobert in the paint. Great defensive center. not too old. So, and I need one. So I'm going to take Rudy Gobert.
I think that's really, really quick to take a guy that, he doesn't really have. That's not the highest end win now. And it's also not the highest. It's not the highest end, like, young stud.
But that's kind of, if you look at my roster, that's kind of where I'm going. I'm Tatum, KD, D-Book, and then De'Aaron's my youngest guy, and then I got Rudy.
But if we're looking at our little league, if we're looking at the basketball show league, from how your team is structured, to me, it looks like you're going to get lost in present day. Like you'll be blown away by the win now teams. And if you look at teams like mine who are geared to the future, I just don't
wait for my next couple of picks. I'm only 5 picks deep, dude.
All right. I mean, we're getting to the lower quality guys.
Well, I'm about to go a lot of win now, like prospects that I believe in.
All right, Rudy is 30, and he's not particularly fantastic scoring.
Rudy might be severely overrated.
No, what?
Oh,
no,
I
mean, he's averaging 14 a game right now.
I don't need him to score.
Some can say he's the best defensive player in the league, so I'll give you that.
Yeah,
but he's 30, and he's no threat to score.
He is an amazing interior defender.
He is the best interior defender.
He's the best interior defender in the NBA.
He's the best defender in the NBA. He has been for like 7 years.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So we'll give
but the second you pull him out of the paint, he is wet garbage. That's what he is.
But look at the guys I have around him. That's why I took him for this reason. I have De'Aaron Fox, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, and KD who can all space the floor, all score. So I don't need Rudy to score. I literally just need him to sit.
I'm not talking about scoring. I'm talking about defending outside the paint. And when you play a bunch of teams like centers who are outside of the paint for the most part, Rudy Gobert is rendered almost useless.
I just think in a 5-team fantasy draft, taking guys that are very one-dimensional to fit in need, I just think that's a little early. And
that was my point.
Yeah. Okay. So if we're looking at,
I can't talk about this. I drafted Trae Young because I need a guy who can score.
Oh, geez, you can't even justify that.
I mean, Freeman, you want to talk about not being one-dimensional? My next guy, I'm gonna go Anthony Davis with my pick.
Oh,
okay.
If he's healthy, great pick.
Oh yeah, I know. And I was going after Nate with the injuries for Kawhi. I understand AD, very injury prone. When he's healthy, I mean, I'm gonna have a stat.
When he's healthy, he might actually be one of the better players in the NBA.
I mean,
he's a top 25 player in the NBA. Top
8.
Oh yeah, still 28, 29, I believe. So I'm very happy with that pick. Him being my starting 4. We'll go 6-man. He's a bit older.
Me, I'm sorry. Guac looks like a homeless man in New York City. I'm wondering what has him so down right now.
I said it multiple times, and I'll say it again.
We'll get to it.
The most overrated player in the league.
But why though?
Who?
Injury prone. The fact that he's been starting 4, that just gives me the icks.
Why do I feel like Guac's never seen a healthy Anthony Davis?
High school girl was an ick.
Yeah, Jock, I don't think you understand how good healthy and he was a
Anthony
top 5
Davis
player in the NBA at one point.
How old is I could be wrong here. How old is Anthony as well? How old is Anthony Davis? I could be
29, I believe.
28, 29.
All right. I can see it again. It's not my favorite pick, but
I would say for your team, I'd rather have Anthony. If I'm you, I would rather have Anthony Davis on my team than Rudy Gobert.
I would. Skill-wise, yeah, but Rudy Gobert fits my system better than Anthony
Davis. I think Anthony Davis is a top-tier defender. He can also put the ball in the basket at a high efficiency.
I mean, you pair him with Embiid as my front court, I'm very happy with that front court.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And then I'm very back and forth on whether or not I want to go. I'm very win now, but I don't know if I want to start my bench off with maybe I should look towards the future or just go all in to win the next 3 NBA rings. And, I will go all in to win the next 3 NBA rings. It's the guy I love on the show. I made a massive argument that skyrocketed my ego a couple episodes ago. Give me James Harden.
Oh, no.
From the 76ers.
No. You're missing out. There's a guard that you are missing out on. I'm not – you know what? I don't know if I'll take him, but I'll explain later. Just remember at this point in the show, you took James Harden. And I will give you.
I know exactly where you're going. It's a guard on the same team. I completely understand.
Oh no, not on the same team. The same team. But there's definitely a win now guard.
Okay.
I would say is definitely better. I'll touch on that later whenever he gets drafted, or whenever he gets drafted, I'll let you know about it.
I know where he's going, but Ben just skipped over a forward who is super, super young, and I personally is one of my most underrated players in the league. Zion's teammate Brandon Ingram. Give me Brandon Ingram here.
Oh, too high.
What? Are you
Too
serious? Brandon Ingram's one of the most underrated players in the league.
I need something other than the same phrase
Ingram
over
is
and over.
25 years old. Brandon Ingram is 25 years old.
But every time we're bringing up a player, you either say, "Oh, he's so underrated, he's so overrated," and throw out his age. I need something. I think that there's guys better on my list right now.
For a future,
Brandon Ingram. For the
There's
future,
one
yes.
guy I'm looking at right now that I'm praying to God does not get taken.
I'm feeling the same way, and that my guy is 1,000% better than Brandon Ingram.
I want to throw this out there.
I have my pick
turn
up.
is it? Please move on. Whose turn is it?
I want to throw something out there. Jock just drafted Kevin Durant 0.5 with already Kevin Durant 1.0 on his team.
Yeah, that's a good point. I
That
did
is
the
a good
same
point,
player
actually.
twice.
Yeah, so we'll see how that works out for Jock.
Okay.
Nate, you're up.
I don't hate it
I looked at my team. I'm gonna send Trae Young to the 6-man role. I'm drafting Jaylen Brown at number 28
Have
overall.
fun. Have fun with that. My turn.
Fantastic pick.
It's my turn.
Go ahead.
No,
Sikev.
I just want
very
to
happy.
break down the Jaylen Brown pick. That 100%. He's better than Brandon Ingram now. He's better defensively.
Easily.
Freeman, you thought he was better than James Harden?
No, the different guy. But
Okay.
in terms of that, Jaylen Brown was my pick. If we're talking young stud,
That was your pick?
both sides of the ball.
Ooh,
Jaylen Brown's fantastic. But I would take him over Brandon Ingram. But Sikev, yeah, you go next.
Give me D. Lillard. Give me Damian Lillard.
That was the guy I was.
That does make sense.
About.
All right.
That makes sense.
I just think he's better now than James Harden. And if that's where you're going, he's better, I think. So
I think they're very similar. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll keep going.
Now you're putting me in a tough spot here. Okay, so with my next pick, I'm gonna have to go with Tyrese Maxey at the 2 off my bench. I think he's just a stud, and he's showing incredible scoring strides in an already very crowded 76ers offense. So just put him on the team where he can really start to shine, and I think he's going to prove that he's a potential superstar in the NBA. And
dang, I wanted
so tough. This is so tough.
My guy balls.
With my next pick, I'm going to go with – originally, I was looking at a certain big man that I believe is very overrated. I'm waiting for somebody to take him. But I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to put 2 Cavalier – actually, this is my 3rd Cavalier.
Oh, this is a great
No! That was my next pick.
That was my next pick.
I don't think you guys understand where I'm going. I don't have room for another point guard. I'm gonna take Evan Mobley.
That's what.
That's the guy I wanted.
I thought he was taken already.
I'm just making sure.
Mobley's not
he's been on board.
taken.
That's what I wanted.
That's the guy I wanted.
So I'll take Evan Mobley. I mean, he's 21. He's already looking like he's the next.
I guess I have. I have an idea then.
So give me Evan Mobley without question.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I already have SGA, I have Lillard, I have Braun, I have Ant. I'm trying to figure out what I want to take. I really want to take a center, but I can't pass up some of the talent that we have in the forward guard area. So I mean, I'm looking at 2 guys right now, but I'm gonna take Cade Cunningham. I know he's having a slow year. I understand, but we'll think about the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years. I think Cade Cunningham is going to continue to get better, and he'll be a solid piece on this team. He's having a slow start right now, shooting under 40%, but time.
I love it. I think
You
it's
said Cade Cunningham?
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham, yeah.
Please,
All right.
please.
Wait, who was drafted after Maxey?
Cade.
Cade Cunningham.
No,
excuse
Mobley
me.
after
Jared
Max.
Allen.
Mobley.
I'm not Jared Allen.
No, yeah,
Mobley
Evan
then
Mobley
Cade.
and Cade Cunningham. Yep.
Yeah, my bad there.
All right, you're up, Nate.
So with Trae Young on the bench now, or the way I could do this is, I kind of need a guy who could score, or not score, play make. If I run Trae Young at the starting lineup and I run Jaylen Brown off the bench, I want a guy who could play make and score. So the guy I'm gonna take is Halliburton.
No.
That's very solid.
Those are the two guys I was between.
That's Guac's guy. That's Guac's guy right there.
It's my
I'm
guy.
not gonna lie.
I am a big fan of Halliburton. He can play make and he's an above average defender.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that I have the best team right now, and it's not even remotely close.
Oh,
we'll break it down
for like
after.
this upcoming season.
Oh, I just think if we're looking at ability to win now, and then you kind of combine that with just ability to win in the future, I think
That's fine with me. Upcoming season, I am going.
We'll break it down. We'll break it down once we finish it.
So, all right. I'm gonna go young here as well. I'm gonna take a guy. You're younger than Tyrese Halliburton. My guy. That was my pick. I love it. I mean, but I don't know if Dom's still in the show, but I'm gonna take his Raptors guy. I'm gonna take Scotty Barnes here.
Oh, too early.
Not too
Not
early.
too early.
That is not
21.
too early.
He's
That's too
21. He's coming off my bench.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll
Not
take
for me.
Wait, Barnes?
Scotty
Yeah.
Barnes.
That's what I'm saying.
Nate, after that Trey Young
Yeah, you
pick,
cannot
I do not
comment.
want to hear a
You
single
cannot
word that comes out of your mouth.
Trey Young's not a bad pick at all. In that position,
We are building a team here. We are not building an all-star team where there's no defense played. We are building a franchise.
Y'all are just sleeping on Ja Morant. Like that's just insane.
I agree. I mean,
I
don't really
am
know where
sleep-
Ja Morant comes in this.
I'm
argument.
sleeping.
Like, Ja wasn't really mentioned anywhere, so I don't know how anyone can be sleeping on him. But whatever. Keep going.
I mean, if you guys don't mind, I'll just grab another Raptors player that I just think is flat out much better.
No, please, not
I'm
him.
gonna go Spicy P. Give me Pascal Siakam.
I hate it.
He is so overrated.
I would rather his other
He's not.
Raptors teammates.
He is not
I can't
overrated.
stand
whatsoever.
watching Siakam.
I would rather his.
I don't
other
care.
Raptors-
He's so good.
Oh,
such a good player.
You got woo. Oh boy. All right, let's keep it going. I can't wait to get back to my turn.
I can't
And
wait.
then I'm struggling here. I don't know whether to go young, older. Man, I'll go. I want to make them count. These are the picks that are going to win me the championships.
Yeah.
Give me. Oh, I'm sorry. Was Garland not taken yet?
Garland was not taken.
Oh, I've been on him all day. Can I go to my pick now?
Oh,
Well,
Garland
pick
needs
Darius
some.
Garland
Hold on.
first.
Garland needs some respect out of you.
Well, I mean, what are we talking about?
You're gonna take him over the guy I'm about to take. You're
At
crazy.
pick
Well,
36.
explain. Let's hear yours, and then we'll discuss.
Mine right now.
Yes.
Take the 20-year-old number one pick in the draft, Paulo Banchero.
That's
Ugh.
a great pick. That's
That-
so killer. Oh, that's a great pick.
Is
what
that
I'm going
that much better than Darius Garland? Are we
Yeah,
like?
it is.
He's 20
It is.
years old and has already proven he will be a superstar in 2 to
I
3
mean,
years.
Darius Garland is 22, and Paolo hasn't proven that he will be a superstar. He's proven that he will be a star.
I think
And
they're.
Darius
I don't.
Garland is a star now.
That was my
so
pick, Jock.
I
Good
don't.
job.
Jock.
that
I
was
don't think
mine
your
as
pick.
well.
I don't think your pick trashes my pick. I think they're both very good picks. I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on Garland. I like Garland. I'm just saying.
All right.
Sure.
I get your position, but like in my position, I have 3 forwards off my bench, but that's not a problem. Like
That's fine with me. Nate, you're up.
I'm looking at some centers here to pair alongside Trey Young on my bench and Halliburton on my bench, and I was stuck between 3 names. I'm probably gonna go with the one that is least expected. I'm gonna go Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh, jeez.
oh
that's just
jeez,
really
what are we
rough.
doing?
That's
I know I just
horrendous.
talked about how much I love
That
him.
is
but then
horrible.
That
That's
is
really
a
You gotta understand though, I don't need him. I literally just needed to sit under the basket and catch lobs on offense.
And
And occasionally
occasionally
shoot the
though.
three
It's
ball.
not just like lob it up. It's just not how like
There's
basketball
other
works.
portions of basketball that,
Yeah,
that occur
exactly.
during a game.
exactly.
It's literally just for my bench. I have Jokic. I didn't need a star backup center.
Oh,
All right, Kev.
Okay. I'm kind of stuck here. I have my big men are kind of looking a little weak right now. I have Giannis and Carl. Those are great, but I need some backup right now. So for that reason, give me Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, I scrolled
Wow.
past him.
Yeah,
I was
that
looking at
very
him
good pick.
when I took Rudy. but I like Rudy Size a little bit more than Bam. But major respect for Bam. I like
that's a great center pick.
Bam felt a lot.
So for me, this is where it gets really rough. I'm gonna have to go with my guy Desmond Bain. I mean, we're looking at.
I wanted him at the turn.
Yeah. I thought I was the only guy that would think about him.
No, I wanted him at the turn.
You guys see who your audience is here. Desmond Bain's been in my mind the entire time. I mean,
Man,
looking at probably the next sharpshooter of the NBA, or not the next sharpshooter. He is one of the best.
He is the sharp, yeah.
Beginning to create his own shot off the dribble. We saw that when Ja was out last year, and we see little flashes of it this year. So I like that. And this is so rough. Okay, with my next pick, I'm gonna have this might ruffle some feathers here. I already know there's a couple people who aren't very high on him, but I'm gonna take Zach LaVine.
No, that was my pick.
Another great scorer. So I'll take LaVine as well. And those are some great scoring pieces for me off the bench.
All right, back to you, Kev.
I cannot wait.
Am I tripping, or has Devin Booker not been taken yet?
No.
So yes, you are.
Dang it.
I took him third round.
Man, this is rough. You know what? Give me. See, I need a forward here.
It gets tough in these later rounds, man.
I am ready to draft my next two. I'll give you right now. I'm ready to go.
Okay, he's ready to go.
I was really banking on Bane to make it back to me, but shoot, I guess I'll go with give me Bradley Beal.
I love it.
That's a great pick.
That's very solid.
That'll win you games immediately. Starting lineup, bench, that's an awesome pick. All right, Nate.
Let's go.
All right. Well, this is rough because I need a small forward who I can use for I could have Kawhi or Jimmy Butler kind of mentor. And the guy that I kind of see here is going to be Franz Wagner.
You're skipping over a major young talent. You're skipping over a major young talent.
Oh, man, Nate.
And you want to talk about a young talent?
Wow. Nate's having a rough draft.
I'm going to start calling you
young
Caboose,
talent?
You're
talking about my guy at
the end of the draft, Sandals.
Caboose is a stretch.
The reason why I went Franz Wagner is because Franz Wagner can turn into a defensive stopper if he is trained correctly. And I looked at another guy specifically from New York, and I don't see that in him. I just see him as
if Trae Young packed on 200 pounds of sheer muscle and grew 6 inches, he'd be a defensive stopper too.
Yeah,
Franz. All right.
Yeah, that is a rough pick.
Yeah, you reduced LeBron James back to 22 years old. I think he's the first pick of the draft. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna go here. He's again in my rookie of the year conversation. Give me Benedict Mathurin off the bench. Another young talent.
Too early.
It's the 9th round.
Yeah, let's be real. It's the 9th, 10th round. You're trying to get one of those boomer bust players. I'm not mad at it.
And he is right next to Paulo in the MVP race right now. I think he actually overtook Paulo at the moment.
MVP.
I mean, not MVP, rookie of the year.
I know.
But I mean, Benedict Mathurin's having a crazy season. What's to say he doesn't keep this up? I'll take my chances with that.
You gotta understand the dynamic of playing in a team with nobody around you. I mean, it kind of gives you an opportunity. We talked about it in one of our first episodes. Tyrese Halliburton's ability to just kind of freestyle. He has the offense and he has the keys to the organization all to himself. And Benedict Mathurin is a direct beneficiary of that dynamic. So the numbers that he's putting up are fantastic, and he shows great flashes. But his numbers aren't – I just don't know if they're sustainable when you put him on a real contending team where there's other threats around him, and it's not just the Halliburton-Mathurin show.
I understand where you're coming from, but I like him a lot. So.
Okay.
All right, so I'll finish up my last 2 picks of the draft here. I've gone win now the entire time. So I feel like I'm bound to finally pick some younger guys. First off, my backup 5. I'm gonna go DeAndre Ayton with this pick. I know he's not having the greatest season so far, but 24 years old. I think that's an awesome guy for the future. And then you got to end it off with a bang. I mean, you got to end it off with a fun pick. I can guarantee all you guys are gonna hate it. Give me Ben Simmons. Give me Ben Simmons.
You can have fun with that one.
I'm banking on the fact that my coach will turn him into the guy he was 3 years ago.
I'm a big fan of Ben Simmons, but I mean, he needs brain transplant or something.
There is no coach, not even Coach Carter from the movie Coach Carter.
No,
can turn Ben Simmons
Coach Carter
into
can fix him.
Coach Carter,
he can't. Coach Carter cannot give that man a jump shot.
That is my first hire as owner Chadwick. That's what I'm going with. I think
Tino Cruz is being very slept on in this draft. The sharpshooter from Coach Carter.
All right, my last pick here, right? I'm gonna go a very young guy that's not on a lot of people's radars. I think a lot of people sleep on this guy. I think he's one of the more underrated guards. I'm just gonna read you a couple of his numbers before I take him because I don't even know if a lot of you guys know a lot about this guy. 15 points a game, 8 assists, 50% 3-point shooter. Give me the Nuggets 2-guard Bones Highland. 20 years old. I mean, a lot of upside in him. Very, very young. I like the system. Building young. You're gonna give me 2 young guards off the bench to match Apollo. I like my future a lot.
I look at my bench, and it's very young, and I'm gonna go with the guy who is around 30 years old. And by 30 years old, I mean he's actually like 32 or 33. I'm gonna take DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid.
That's a great pick.
Okay. So I have one big on my bench right now. And there's another young guy who I think.
No, don't take him. Don't take him. Please don't take him.
Let's hear it.
If you think I'm saying Chet Holmgren, I'm not saying
No.
Give me Miles Turner.
Oh, okay, we're fine.
Wow. All right. Well.
So I'm gonna take a guy who hasn't really been getting his touches throughout his NBA career so far. He's a little bit older than I thought he was, but he's still young, and he hasn't had very much opportunity to show himself. So I'm going to take the 27-year-old Christian Wood, still coming off the bench most nights for the Dallas Mavericks.
You think he's better than Miles Turner, though?
I think that he's definitely a better scorer far and away. Miles Turner is just a defensive, that's his role.
He is, but he's also a great spacer of the floor. And I think if we're talking team basketball, I think Miles Turner is going to prove to be more valuable.
Well, once again, it's all pretty subjective to your team and what fits best with you. So I'll take Christian Wood to round my team out. I mean, that's Christian Wood and Evan Mobley off the bench. It's pretty dang solid. Pretty dang solid bench in my opinion. So we're gonna run through these teams because
I think a fun way to do this would kind of be who is the best win now team, who's the best team for the foreseeable future, and who's got the best mixture of both. I think that'll be a fun way to do it. What do you guys think about that?
Okay.
Well, how about everyone type their team in our private chat so we can see?
We'll run it through the stream so everyone can hear them.
Yeah.
All right.
So can I go first because I think I'm the middle team here. I think I have a good balance.
No, we'll go through the order.
I have a good balance of both.
Let's let Friedman go first.
Okay. So we'll do one award at a time. Which one are we going to focus on now? Win now?
Right now we'll focus on win now, yeah.
Okay. So my team, I have Luka at the point guard. I have Donovan Mitchell at the 2. I had to slide LaMelo in at the 3. He's big. He's a big guy.
Why don't you put LaMelo at the 1 and Luka at the 3?
I can do that also. I'd rather the ball in Luka's hands. So you can flip-flop it, whatever you want. So I got Luka, Donovan Mitchell, LaMelo, Zion at the 4, Jared Allen at the 5, and then my bench is Tyrese Maxey, Desmond Bane, Zach LaVine, Christian Wood, and Evan Mobley.
That's a win for the future team.
Hey, we're win now right now. So
we're win now right now. I would rank myself. So write down, put your teams in order. On the side, put your teams in order of what you think for win now. Who's 1, who's 2, who's 3, who's 4, who's 5, and then we'll compare it at the end.
Yeah. So right now we'll start Freeman off. Everyone just start him off at first, but obviously he's going to move down as we go down.
Yeah.
All right. So Kath, let's hear it.
Okay. So we are in an era of positionless basketball, right?
Just give us your team.
Come on.
So at my point guard, I have the one, the only, the chosen one, LeBron James.
Sure.
At the 2, breakout player, MVP candidate, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. At the 3,
We're gonna
a guy
have
who's
to
gonna
speed this one up.
boom in the next 5 years. Give me Ant Edwards.
Where's your shooting?
Oh, as a starter.
As a starter, yeah.
Oof.
I think he fits along with the starters well.
Okay.
At the 4,
It's the Lakers, basically. No shooting.
I said, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna.
Just run through your team.
Keep going.
At the 4, I got Giannis. No introduction needed.
Sure.
And at the 5, Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay, there.
Okay. All right. We got the bench too.
Yep. I got Dame Lillard, Cade Cunningham, Brad Beal, Bam Adebayo, Miles Turner.
All right. I'm not gonna say, but I know what I'm doing. Who I'm moving down here.
All right, Nate, you're up.
All right, so I played
Is
around
it
with my
the
starting
window?
lineup. I have Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi, and Jokic. Off the bench, I have 6-man Trae Young, DeMar DeRozan, Halliburton, Tingus Pingus, aka Kristaps Porzingis, and I have Franz Wagner as my 10th man.
Okay.
Jock.
Yeah, so I'll go real quick with my starting lineup. So starters, I got De'Aaron Fox at the 1, D-Book at the 2, Tatum at the 3, KD at the 4, Rudy at the 5. And my bench is super, super young, and it's a bit smaller lineup, but Paulo fits the 5. So it's going to be Bones Highland at the 1, Ben Mathurin at the 2, Scotty Barnes at the 3, Brandon Ingram at the 4, and Paulo at the 5.
Please flip Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes. Just please.
Scotty
flip
Barnes
him.
all
right, that doesn't make much of a difference. Who's next?
So I'll go next. So my point guard, Steph Curry. Shooting guard, DeJounte Murray. Paul George at small forward. My 4 is Anthony Davis, and my 5 is Joel Embiid. 6-man is James Harden, and then the rest of my bench, Pascal Siakam, Spicy P, Darius Garland at the point guard position, DeAndre Ayton at center, and Ben Simmons at small forward.
Does everyone have their top 5 locked in?
Yeah.
It should be a top 4. I don't know if we should include ourselves in there.
No.
I like top 5.
I think I did a fair assessment of myself. So,
Okay.
Who does everyone have at number 5?
For which one?
For win now. Win now.
You.
I have Saket at number 5 for win now.
You gotta be kidding me. With Giannis and LeBron, you put me at 5?
You have no shooting though. That's the problem. You have
That is
Karl Anthony
Lillard.
Towns.
That is awful, Matthew. That is awful.
How is that awful?
I think I'm the middle team I'll just say right now, I think I'm the middle team in both.
I think I'm the middle team. My team
I
is
think me and Nate are the 2 middle teams for both categories.
You have to be kidding
me. Where do you have me in the win now category?
In the win now, I have you last.
Okay,
I have you third. I'll say it right now. I have you
teams.
second or third, depending on like.
Yeah, Freeman, you're at 3 for me for one now.
That's exactly where I have myself. Having me at last and Guac. Where do you have Guac, Ben?
So how about we just each run through our rankings real quick instead of just.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Let's hear it, Freeman.
I'll kick it off. I have Ben at 1. I have Saket at 2. I have me at 3. I have Nate at 4. I have Guac at 5.
That's awful.
I mean,
I like
exact
that.
replica over here too.
That's awful.
Thank
That's
you.
exactly what I had.
Thank you.
Can I go?
Go for it. Yeah, the only difference.
Ben at 1. I surprisingly like Nate's team a lot. I got Nate at 2. I got me at 3. I got Saket at 4. I got Matt at 5.
All right, Nate, let's hear it.
I have Ben at 1. I have Friedman at 2. I have Guac at 3. I have myself at 4. I have Saket at 5.
This is hatred.
This
is hatred.
Saket is 4 or 5. I think Saket's getting way too much love for win now.
Can I get?
I have LeBron and Giannis. What else more do I need?
You have no. The problem is your whole team has bad shooting.
That's just
Except
not
for
true.
Cat.
No, I mean Cat and Shea is a decent amount.
Yeah, and I have Dame Lillard coming off the bench.
Yeah,
where's
why do you have Dame Lillard coming off the bench instead of Shea?
I want LeBron at my 1.
Okay,
that's going to hurt you.
That's fair. But
I think the consensus here. The consensus here is that I'm at first for win now. I'm the best win now team, and I'm pretty sure Jock is 5th in win now. If we take
No.
All right, Jock. Can we?
Jock, you're 5th in third of the teams. For third of the rankings.
Guac has me at last. Everybody else has me at 3 or me at 2. And Guac is
Who had you
himself
at
at
2?
3.
Who had you at 2?
Nate had me at 2.
Oh
Nate
God,
did.
that's even worse.
No.
Here.
Okay, let's actually compare. Guac, I'll give you my team and you give me your team really quick. We'll run it down. You 3. You can be the audience for this. Win now. This is for win now. Guac, who's your point guard?
De'Aaron Fox.
I have Luka. He's probably the best player in the league right now.
All right.
Who's your shooting guard?
D-Book.
I have Donovan Mitchell. He's
Even.
another guy in the even.
Ty.
No, better. Donovan Mitchell's better.
Maybe
Right now,
a
Donovan
little
Mitchell is
bit.
better than Booker.
Very, very
Yeah.
slim.
No, it's
Fine,
not.
but
You
it's still
can't.
better.
You
Not
can't say
slim.
even.
Donovan
You're
Mitchell
wrong.
is just better.
He's better. Go
He
to
is
3.
better. Thank you.
Tatum. I win.
Okay, I have LaMelo. Tatum can win.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's your
KD.
4?
KD.
I have Zion. It's a different dynamic, but Zion.
Yeah.
KD.
Let's give it to KD for now.
And then you would win. Who's your center?
Just spit it out. What's yours?
Rudy Gobert. Best
I
defensive.
have Jared. I think Jared Allen is.
Jared Allen's better.
I have the
Jared
best
Allen's
defensive
better.
center in the league.
He's
Uh-oh.
the best
That is the
interior
best-
defender.
he is
I
good.
think
They're both
I
good.
think
They're both
the
good.
gap is very, very
But
close.
you gotta understand, Rudy Gobert is a better defender, but Jared Allen will get more points offensively.
I don't disagree
Yeah.
with that.
And Jared
Rudy
Allen
Gobert
is
is
one of the best
barely a
defensive
better
players in the
defender.
NBA.
I don't
Rudy Gobert is
No,
barely
not
a better
barely.
I don't
barely.
No,
It's
it's
very
very
big.
close.
Listen,
Jared Allen's
very
a top
close.
I don't
3
think so at
defender.
all.
Listen,
It is
I
very
don't
close.
I don't think the gap between me and Matt is big. I would be much willing to put Saket at 4, slide Matt. I mean,
But you put me at 5 and you put yourself.
I
at
could slide
3.
you up to 4. I could slide you up to 4. I
But
think
why-
I'm the
but
better
what do you
win
mean-
now.
What do you mean you could?
Jock,
Are
let's
you
do it-
or-
let's
or
do the
can
same-
you?
You know what? Yeah, I'll move Saket down to 5. I'll move you up to 4.
So,
No,
but you
Jock,
still
let's
have-
do the
you
same
still
thing
have-
right now. Let's
No,
do the same thing.
Hold on. We're not finished. We're not finished with me and Guac. Guac, who's your bench? Who's coming off your bench?
My
Who's
bench
your-
is young. My bench
Who's your
is
point guard? Okay, so far we've solidified. Are we in agreement? I have a better starting lineup than him.
For win now, yes.
Yes.
Well,
Okay,
now,
now
yeah.
let's
very
go bench.
close. It's
Who's your
very close.
Okay, stop at the very close. I do. Period. Who's your bench? Who's your point guard?
Bones Highland, young.
Tyrese Maxey, better now. Who's your shooting guard off the bench?
Benedict Mathurin.
Okay, Desmond Bain, better now. Next.
Scotty
By a
Barnes.
lot.
Scotty Barnes is probably better.
Oh,
Who?
Sky Barnes. I have Zach Levine. Zach Levine's my 3. So
That's
I don't-
close.
Zach
They're,
Levine,
they're
very
pretty
close.
even.
Zach Levine is
actually.
better now. Don't even try it. Zach Levine is better
Oh.
now.
I could. I think Sakat is correct. Who's your 4?
Brandon Ingram.
Okay, Christian Wood. I would give it to Brandon Ingram.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's
so would I.
completely different positional. And then who's your center?
Paula.
Evan Mobley. Like
Oh,
my
Evan
team
Mobley's
smokes
better.
you. My team smokes you and win now. We
Mobley
just
was
saw
a
it.
steal too.
All
That
right,
was insane.
all right. So let's go to best overall for win.
No,
now.
hold on. I want to do the
Just
same
Jock,
thing with Jock.
Are you
No,
sticking with your
guys, we
guns?
cannot do
No,
this.
let me do it real quick. Real quick. I will speed through it, okay? Jock, point guard.
De'Aaron Fox.
Okay, I have LeBron.
Bro.
Okay.
Win
Two.
now.
Who's your 2?
Devin Booker.
I have
Devin
SGA.
Booker over Shea.
Devin Booker. Yeah.
No!
Right now, yeah. Right now, yeah.
No! Stop it.
I didn't call it even. This is tough to go through these, because it's all like.
Okay, we'll call it even.
situations
We'll call it even. Both of
Fine.
them are equally
Fine.
valuable for win now.
Fine.
Yeah.
3.
I hope you
Who's
guys
your
still
3?
know we got to go through 2 other segments.
That's
Yeah,
what
we
I'm
do.
saying.
Tatum.
an
Tatum's
hour
your
and a
3?
half,
Okay,
so
I'll give you
we're
that one. I have Ant Edwards. Okay.
All right.
4?
This you win, but it's very close. I have KD. Like it's
I
not
have
a big,
Giannis.
I know you have Giannis. I know
Yeah.
Giannis, but it's not a big gap.
All right, center.
I have Cat. Who do you have?
Rudy. I've done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rudy's
Gobert.
definitely a better center than Cat.
I could agree.
Rudy's a better defender than Cat. Sure.
I think they are, like, in terms of how good they are pretty much the exact
Even.
same. in
I
my
agree.
opinion.
are.
I agree.
If you look at my bench, I have Dame Lillard off my bench. I have Beal off my bench. I have Bam Adebayo off my bench.
That team is terrible defensively off the bench, except Bam.
What? Okay, yeah, okay.
Great.
Dame
I
Lillard
have-
sucks
I
off
have
the bench. Beal sucks
scorer.
off the bench.
I have scorers off the bench. We've looked at Benedict Mathurin. He's a scorer. Look at
Oh,
Paolo.
yeah, he's not beating
You
Beal.
cannot
Wow.
judge somebody. You cannot deem somebody a scorer after 15 games in the league.
Brad-
An atrocious team with no options.
Bradley Beal's
Yeah.
been dropping 30 for the past 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal is on a completely different planet than Benedict Mathurin.
It is disrespectful for you to put me at 5 as win now.
I
All right,
think
so
I'm going to revise
I can. You have
mine.
no shooting. That's the only problem.
This is my.
I do
list.
have shooting.
My
You have
list
Dame
was
and-
Ben,
Cat.
Saketh, me, Nate, Guac. I'm changing it. I'm going to put Ben 1. I'm moving me up 1 to 2. I'm going to put Saketh at 3. I'm going to put Nate at 4 and Guac at 5.
I'm keeping mine the same.
I still think I'm the second most viable to compete.
All right, let's go
Fair.
to current
right, so-
now and for the future.
No. Just best for the future.
Wait. Can Guac? Do you have any revisions to your initial list, or are you keeping the same thing?
I still think it's Ben 1, Nate 2. I'll slide.
We
I don't
just
think
ran
I'm
through
last.
the
I think-
players, and I have a better win now team than you.
Yeah. I think mine and Saketh's too close, and I don't think I'm last. So I'd go Matt 3, me 4, Saketh 5.
Okay.
You have to be kidding me. Whatever.
That's
Just move
more,
on.
hey, let's just accept it and move on. The best future out of all of our starting lineups. So
Are we
Freeman,
re-saying the
we'll just run
teams or no?
through. What'd you say?
We
Should
have
we-
to.
should we
I
go
don't
through
have
the
your
teams
guys'
again?
teams memorized.
Yeah,
Okay.
just run through it again. Yeah.
That's
real quick.
future. So I'll give you starting lineup. I'll give you bench. Luka, Donovan Mitchell, LaMelo Ball, Zion, Jared Allen, Tyrese Maxey, Desmond Bain, Zach LaVine, Christian Wood, Evan Mobley.
That's very good. All right.
Yeah.
Saketh.
Let me just say, LeBron has 5 years left in him. Okay.
Just
But
go.
not 5 years.
Just go.
Let me just say
No,
that.
he does not. He does
5 years
not.
at a Brian Scalabrine pace, not a.
I
not a
do.
LeBron.
My take is that he will be playing with Bryce James in the league one day.
Bryce. Wow.
Yeah.
That is
I think
That
with
is
how-
not that
like,
far
is he a
away.
All right,
freshman in
we're
high
running
school?
low on time. We're running low on time.
Yeah, let's run through it.
Okay.
Saketh.
All right. At the 1, LeBron. At the 2, SGA. At the 3, Ant Edwards. At the 4, Giannis. At the 5, Cat. 6-man, Dame Lillard. Cade Cunningham. Brad Beal. Adebayo. Miles Turner.
Okay.
Nate.
All right, so I'm changing it up for the.
It's really just the players is what matters. Doesn't really matter the
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then
Yeah.
it's Ja, Trey Young, Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler, Jokic, DeMar, Kawhi, Halliburton, Porzingis, and Wagner.
Okay.
That Wagner pick is unbelievable.
Every time he says I just chuckle a little bit.
Yeah.
Bro, you
just
picked Ben
that
Simmons.
he-
Don't talk.
You
Oh,
might have to make a
Top
waiver
50
wire
players in the
acquisition.
NBA. Okay.
Jock?
Yep. So for the future, De'Aaron Fox, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Rudy Gobert, Bones Highland, Benedict Mathurin, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, Paolo Banchero. Super young.
Just say your team.
That's my team.
Okay.
So it's
Freeman,
young.
Freeman has to be one.
All right. Well,
Ben-
No, yeah, Ben
Ben has to go. Ben has
let's
to go.
run through them. Let me just change my order a little bit after Jock. All right. We have Steph Curry, DeJounte Murray, Paul George, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, James Harden, Pascal Siakam, Darius Garland, DeAndre Ayton, Ben Simmons.
I think it's an underrated future, but it's still last.
Yeah.
It's dead last. I will completely accept that.
Should we go in order of the draft? Should I give you mine first?
Yeah, throw it out there.
All right, so I'm gonna go me 1, Jock 2, Nate
I agree.
3,
Thank you.
Saketh 4, Ben 5.
I agree. Saketh. So
How
I just
am I
wanna
at
throw this out there.
4?
I just
This
want to throw
makes
this
me-
out there because Saketh, you have to look at how young my team is compared to yours.
Yeah,
You have to look at how young my
I think
team is.
Guac has the most quantity, and I have the best quality.
I agree. I 100%
that's
agree
1-2.
with you.
All right, Saketh, let's hear yours. Let's hear your rankings.
I got Matt at 1.
Yep.
I got myself at 2. I got Jock at 3. I got Nate at 4, and I got Ben at 5.
That's
And
not-
I will
that's
tell
not
you-
terrible.
I will tell you why I have myself at 2, as biased as it
I get
sounds.
SGA is good, but like
I'm looking at Ant Edwards, who I think will be an All NBA player in the next 3 years.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I believe I'm
Okay.
with you on that.
I'm looking at Cade Cunningham, who I think will be an MVP candidate in a couple years. He's having a slow start, but I look at him and I go, the way he plays, it reminds me of a guy like Luka almost. So I look at Cade and I think he'll be an MVP candidate in 2 years.
He was incredible at Oklahoma State. He was
He was.
unreal there.
Yeah, okay, but like,
And then
Luka
I look
Garza
at a
was
guy like
incredible
SGA.
in Iowa.
I look at SGA. I think, okay, he's having a arguably MVP season right now. He's going to continue to have this level of season, let's say the next 4 years. Okay, that's SGA. But then I have Giannis, who is arguably the best player in the NBA right now. But you can't tell me that he is not going to continue to dominate for the next 5-6 years.
Okay, the 5-6 I can see. Giannis is not like, I don't classify him with Luka or Ja.
Yeah.
Like,
Of
he's
course not.
27.
Of course
He's
not,
27.
but he's still 27, and I can still get a lot of years out of him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just throw mine out.
What? I'll bump you to 3. I still think Jock has a better future, but I'll bump you to 3.
And that doesn't even consider the fact that Cat is still in his 7th.
Yeah, Cat's still in his 20s, like 28, I believe, 29. So yeah,
I'm looking at my team. I'm looking at my team, and I'm going, I have a really good chance to compete right now. But at the same time, in 5 years, my core is still intact.
I'll throw mine out there real quick. Mine is the exact replica of Saketh. I got Freeman, then Saketh himself, Jock, Nate, and myself.
So can I just share one thing, Nate? Can you read me out your team real quick?
We're not doing this. We do not have time.
I just want to make sure
Nate's team blows. Let's move on.
What?
Nate, you might have to take a trip. Nate, you might have to take a trip to the waiver wire and go drop Franz Wagner.
Bro, you guys are All
right.
Okay. You guys are just crazy.
So you know what? I'm gonna go with the same move as Matt here. I'll move Saketh up to 3. I'm gonna go Matt. I'm gonna go Matt. I'm gonna go me. I'm gonna go Saketh. I'm gonna go Nate. I'm gonna go Matt.
See, I have the same thing.
It's just the interchangeable of Jock and Saketh. But other than that,
no, I think it's interchangeable of Nate and Saketh. I think I'm the 2.
No, stop it. Don't.
No, I think it's interchangeable. Jock and Saketh is fine. I have Jock. I have you ahead of Saketh, but I think.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, I still have Bam Adebayo on my bench.
There's arguments for both sides for sure.
Yeah, Freeman. We can all agree. Freeman is a lot.
You guys just hate Franz Wagner for some reason.
Are we in agreement that Franz Wagner should not be?
He should have been undrafted. He should have been undrafted.
Thank you. Okay.
If you develop him properly.
No.
Listen,
Chet,
I'm looking at the draft and I'm taking Chet Holmgren in Dynasty over Franz Wagner.
Oh, 100%.
All right, guys, you want to hit the best overall team, which is just a mixture of winning now and for the future, and we'll just get this episode over with?
This should not even be a question.
Are we reading
do you guys think we need to run through them again, or do we have a good idea?
Run through them again, because I think you guys need to have a wake-up call when you hear my team.
All right,
this is ability to win now plus ability to win in the future. So,
yeah, pretty much best overall team, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Okay. Luka, Donovan Mitchell, LaMelo Ball, Zion Williamson, Jared Allen, Tyrese Maxey, Desmond Bane, Zach LaVine, Christian Wood, Evan Mobley.
That team would dominate in 5 years.
I think it dominates now. I mean, we all agree.
You think it dominates my team right now?
Let's run through them all. So, Kath, let's hear it.
Okay, ready? LeBron, SGA, Ant Edwards, Giannis, Kat, Dame Lillard, Cade Cunningham, Bam Adebayo, Bradley Beal, Miles Turner. That's a great mixture between people who play now and in 5 years. I mean,
let's everyone run through it, and then
we don't need the reasoning. We can argue afterwards. Nate.
Yeah.
All right, so Ja, Brown, Jimmy, Kawhi, Joker, Trey, DeMar, Halliburton, Tingus, Pingus, and Wagner.
That was so quick. They're all melting together. I'm not gonna lie, Nate.
Okay, you want me to say it again point guard?
No, we got it.
Yeah, we got him. We got him in the chat.
Darren Fox, Devin Booker, Tatum, KD, Rudy, Bones Highland, Benedict Mathurin, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram.
All right, we got it. If they're not in the chat, I think we need to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, no.
You want me to go again?
Yeah,
just like full names, if you could, like.
Darren Fox, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Rudy Gobert, Bones Highland, Benedict Mathurin, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, Paolo Banchero.
Okay. Kath? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's Kath ran through it. All right. We got Steph Curry, DeJounte Murray, Paul George, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, benches James Harden, Pascal Siakam, Darius Garland, DeAndre Ayton, and Ben Simmons.
Okay. So, should I kick us off here?
Kick it off.
Let's hear the rankings.
I think it's an easy 1-2. I think you can kind of interchange. It's kind of interchangeable. I think that I'm 1. I think Saketh's 2. And I think if that isn't your top 2 in any order, I think you're just wrong.
I agree.
Then I have Jock at 3.
Thank you. I could agree there as well.
I have Ben at 4. He's easily the best win now, but just really lacks future. And Nate had some real questionable picks.
Just real quick. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Just real quick. But Matt, I love you, bro. But I think overall, I think Saketh is better.
I think so too. And I'll explain right now why.
Let everyone run through theirs first.
Let's take not Saketh. If we're going overall, I think Saketh has a bit better balance of win now to future. I think yours is a bit more win now, and Saketh is a bit more balance.
No. Matt is a bit more future.
Yes. Matt's a bit more future, and I think yours is a bit more balanced, and that's why I think as much as I was against, as much as I was hating our team, I would put Saketh 1, Matt 2, myself 3, Ben 4, Nate 5.
But if we're looking, I got 2 top 5 MVP candidates at this point in the year.
And let me just say, there was already an award for best future team, and I think Matt ran away with that one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But,
okay. I would still put myself 1, but I think it's interchangeable at this point. If
we look at our teams, Matt, and we think about it right now, who has the ability to win more? I don't think it's a question. I think it's me, right?
And then future, I don't think it's a question either.
I don't think so either. But my point is that in the next 5-6 years, I think my core is able to stay intact, and I think I'm able to compete.
Because LeBron's gone, Damian Lillard falls off. I mean, you look at my guys. None of my guys drop off. Every single player on my team is young, yet I have the ability to win now, at least a little bit. Like, my best player is Luka. He's 22.
Listen, those guys you mentioned have no proven playoff success so far. Obviously, they're going to have some in the future.
Luka does.
I mean, I'm sure they will.
They will. I'm sure they will, right?
I just want to say something right now.
I think I have the more experienced
players. I just want to say something right now. You guys putting me at 5 is very
No, Nate, you might as well put yourself.
I want to hear the rankings.
Put yourself backstage right now.
Okay.
Don't embarrass yourself.
Let's hear the rankings.
I put Friedman at 1. Saketh at 2, myself at 3, Jock at 4, Ben at 5.
Oh man,
hurts. You have to realize Ben is a win now team.
Dude,
you gotta understand for the future as well. You're talking about win now and for the future.
Myself being
Nate might have a chance. Nate might have a chance because he's gonna be so bad that he's gonna get the first pick every year.
Yeah, you'll get Victor Wembanyama. All right, Ben, I want to hear
you guys are crazy, bro.
Ben,
There's no way you guys look at Jaylen Brown, Ja Morant, Trae Young, DeMar, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi, and Jokic and say that team sucks.
I'm good.
Ben has to give his ranking.
Nate is muted. All right.
You guys are crazy.
We got Freeman at 1. We have Saketh at 2. Myself at 3. Jock at 4. 5 is Nate.
I don't hate it, Ben. I just think that the fact is that I think I have a bit more balance of win now to future than you do. I get your win now is crazy, but your future's dark. I have a bit more balance of both. So that's why I would put myself over you, and that's why I view it 4, but I don't hate it either.
I would say it is weird because I'm not sure if we're going best balance of both or just
it's not. It's ability, the ability to do both. This is what my criteria was. If you look at the reason why Ben is not last is because if you run these teams through, the first 2 years, this year and next year, Ben runs away with it, like without question.
Yeah.
But then when you look forward, it's a me and Saketh battle every single year. I would say Ben wins the first 2.
With me thrown in every once in a while.
I would say Ben wins the first 2. Hold on. I would say Ben wins the first 2. I would say Saketh wins probably the next 2. And then after, I would say Saketh wins the next one. Then I take 1, then Saketh, and then after that, I start running away. Because all my guys are very young. They're growing into their prime. So I think the first 2 years, it almost doesn't even matter because Ben's going to win regardless. But then you're looking at a 24-year-old Luka, a 28-year-old Donovan Mitchell, a 23-year-old LaMelo, a 24-year-old Zion. These guys are so young now. You're giving my guys 2 years to grow into their prime. I think after Ben's 2 years of winning, I think I'm going to win 80% of the time from then on.
And same thing.
If we're saying
give me the floor, Jock.
You guys, Kev.
Okay, so my point was Matt brought up this Ben 2 years, me a couple of years, and then Matt, and then me, and then run away with Matt. I agree, but my point is that I still have the ability to compete right now with Ben.
I think I do too, though.
I don't think so.
I think I do too. So.
Luka has proven to be the best player in the world. It's either him or Giannis right now.
Compete is a loose term though for a little bit. Like
I would say me and Saketh are the only teams that could hold a candle to you right now.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But I would say I have the ability to be in that conversation. Luka's the best point guard in the league right now. Probably the best player in the league. If we're looking at right now,
of course.
Donovan Mitchell. We touched on it earlier in the show. He's an MVP candidate. At this point, he's top 5 in the MVP voting, top 6, wherever you want to put him. I mean, LaMelo's been injured, but he's more of a younger play. But then Zion, when he's healthy, 27 a game with 10. Okay, I would say Saketh definitely has the first 3 to 4. But after that, I don't think anyone touches me for the next 7 after that.
So I think the way I approach this is like
I think that itself puts me in the best overall category.
I don't think anyone touches me in the future, and I can still compete.
Yeah, but there's a
I
different
think
award.
I'll be close.
There's a different award for future, and you run. It's a landslide, Matt, that you run away with that future award.
It's not a landslide.
It is
Oh,
a
it
landslide.
is a landslide.
I want to throw out
me at number 1 for future. You're just wrong.
I want to throw out how I approach this. So let's say in 15 years, all of the guys we just drafted should be retired or very bad. We all agree on that?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So the way I kind of approach this is who wins the most rings in the next 15 years?
Me.
For me,
no question.
For me, Freeman wins 5, 6, 7 maybe.
Minimum, yeah.
And then I have Saketh winning at least 4. Yeah. I would say Saketh is 4, 5, 6. For me, I think I win 3 rings.
I would give you.
My point is that I feel like I can steal one of those rings from you because
I don't think anyone's beating Ben now.
No, because I have guys like Giannis and LeBron.
I'm sorry, but if we're talking about who has the best team overall for the next 15 years, regardless, I mean, win now, Ben would probably win 2, Saketh would win 1 or 2, and then Friedman would just take the rest.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And that's why there's a future award.
But all right, I'll wait.
No, I mean, no one's talking, so go.
Can I go? Okay. So, again, I think Matt's future is by far the brightest, but you have to realize, I think I'm going to compete with him down the road. I'll read you at the age.
No, you won't. No, you will not.
Listen, look at Jock and I.
You might as well delete your other spicy block take and put this one in, because that was horrible.
Let's talk about it like this. Jock and I both have a team that can win a ring within the next 15 years.
You are irrelevant right now. You are in a box.
You are just hating on the fact that Franz Wagner might actually be good.
Nate, focus on your starting lineup. Stop bringing up Franz Wagner.
My starting lineup can win now as well. What?
No, we can.
Can I just try and prove it?
Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi, and Jokic. There's no way you guys say that's a bad starting.
Go ahead, Jock.
It's not bad. It's just not beating.
Okay, so yes, I'm not disregarding that Matt is going to be the top dog in the future, no doubt. But I think I will be I'll be right there with him. You look at the ages I have of guys on my bench. I'll just read you out the ages. I don't read you out the players. 20, 21, 21, 24, 20. That's just my bench.
This is not the NFL. This is not the NFL, Jock.
The quality of player. I'll read you the quality of my starting lineup, or the age of my starting lineup. 22, 26, 21, 22, 24. And we're talking about all-star MVP caliber guys.
And I have one player. I have one player over 30. I have one player over 30 in my.
I have 0
Who
players.
Cares? The players you're listing are just not as better.
I'm confused on how you guys hate my starting lineup and say it sucks.
My team is younger and my team is better.
It's just overall some of the picks that Freeman was able to make. You got LaMelo Ball. You got Evan Mobley just sitting on the bench.
I have a question right now. I want all of you guys to answer this question.
Go for it.
How is Jaylen Brown, Jimmy, Kawhi, Jokic, Trae Young, DeMar, and Halliburton? How are those players bad?
They're not bad.
Hold on. I have a good way to explain this. Are they better than Ben's team in the next 2 years?
Yes.
What?
In the next 2 years? In the next 2 years,
for this year and next year, are they better than Ben's team?
This year and next year, no. You go 2 years from now.
Hold on. So for after that,
they are better.
They're better than my team or Saketh's team for the years after that.
Or my team. No. My team, no.
No, don't try to throw yourself in there. You're no.
Jock, my team can definitely.
Like I said, it's time we give Nate the Will Kwiatkowski treatment and mute him or put him backstage.
No, let him go. Let him go.
There's no way you guys think that Jimmy, Kawhi, Jokic, Jaylen Brown, and Ja though is
First of all,
that team can't. You guys are saying that team can't compete though. That's what you guys are saying.
Nate, let me talk. If you consider that a win now team, how come none of them have done it already?
Kawhi has won a ring.
Okay,
made it to the finals. Jokic has made it to the semifinals in the Eastern Conference. Jaylen Brown made it to the finals.
To the semifinals. Whoa.
I have 3 guys who made it to the NBA finals.
That was Luka, right?
There's no way that you say that team can't win now. One won a ring and 2 made it to the finals.
Win now in the NBA, but not in this.
This is a 5-team dynasty league.
I want to throw something out there, Nate. I think it's just it's kind of a weird mix you have. You got some really young guys, But then you got some guys that are going to be like bad in a few years. For me, it just doesn't mix well. Like Friedman went all out for the future. That's why he runs the league.
I went
after
both.
4 years.
I went
I
both
think
because
Yeah,
when you're building
you
gotta okay. Let me tell you my thought process when building a team.
Go.
You need to go for players who can win now, and that's what I did. And you also need to look at players who can win for the future and also develop so they can become stars. For instance, Pingus, Halliburton, and Franz Wagner, those three can develop into superstars.
Pingus is not developing into some MVP level player.
He won't develop into an MVP,
develop
but
into
he still
superstars.
might become an all-star. That's what I mean.
Who cares?
And a guy like Halliburton might become an MVP as well.
This is the difference.
He is not being an all-star in our 5-team dynasty league.
Go ahead,
guys
Freeman.
that might be, if you compare them to my guys that, like, you just brought up your bottom 3 bench players, your youngest bottom 3 bench players. You said they might be all-stars. Evan Mobley looks like a clear-cut all-star, perennial all-star for the,
and I only have one that doesn't look like an all-star though, and that's Franz Wagner.
If you don't have a guy if you have a guy in your team that either hasn't been an all-star or won't be an all-star, like, what are you doing? We're taking the top 50 players in the league.
But you gotta understand though, when you're building an actual team, the way I looked at it was I pick the player who can develop into a superstar.
Yeah, and you just didn't do the best job at that. You just did not do the best job at that because you named guys like Kristaps Porzingis and I'm naming guys like Cade Cunningham. There's a big gap.
I don't see LaMelo. Let's look at players that fell. Donovan Mitchell fell pretty far. He's a guy who's one of the best players in the league now, and he's 26.
And I had DeMar DeRozan fall to me in the very last round.
But DeMar DeRozan is 33 years old, so he's not young.
So Nate, this is the thing. You built a win now team, but your win now team is not better than Chadwick's.
I built a team for now and the future, though.
No, but
if you look at my future, my core is still intact.
It's one of the worst in the future.
So Nate, you tried to build an overall good team, but it became so average that it just can't beat us in any single category.
That's what I'm saying. You need to go above and beyond it.
The problem is the win now team you built is very now. It's a very win now team, which is not going to happen with my team. I don't know if that's biased, but
it's not biased.
It's not.
If you could have built like 27,
my future is still intact. I have
Jalen Brown.
I understand, but it pales in comparison to almost everyone else besides me.
Yeah. Can I wrap this up here, Ben?
Yeah, go for it, John.
So again, I have just a couple points. Number one, steal the draft was who took DeAndre Ayton in like the 8th round or something? Who was that?
That was the steal of the draft. That was not the steal of the draft.
The steal of the draft is like DeMar DeRozan at the last round.
Oh God, no!
It's Evan Mobley.
I like Mobley.
I had the steal of the draft.
I would say Ayton and Mobley were the 2 steals.
Absolutely not.
I love the support, but I don't think so.
Okay, Donovan Mitchell in the 4th round. That's ridiculous.
Right,
LaMelo in the 5th. That's ridiculous.
Cade was a steal at round 7. Let me say that.
That was a great pick too.
DeAndre Ayton would definitely. I think the reason why my team kind of comes out on top in a lot of these is because of Mobley, is because of Donovan Mitchell, is because of LaMelo. Those guys just fell way too far. They're young and they're stars now. So really quick, who does everybody have one at number 1 for the overall? Who's ever just run?
We already went through that. We're about to wrap.
No, let's go through it again because I think me and Freed are gonna have a fundamental disagreement here.
No, actually, let's let Jock finish his points. We'll do that at the end, and then we'll wrap up the episode.
All right, perfect.
All right, perfect. So Nate, the reason why no one's giving you love is because you tried to do both, but I did what you did better. I built a better team. I built a better.
I did what you did better.
I think both of your strategies were awful, and that's why none of you are going to.
Okay, but you can say that, but in a real life setting, if you put 30 teams around, it's actually.
But it's not.
This is a 5-team dynasty.
I know, but that was my mindset was going in. Oh, I'm building a team for the now and the future. I need to build a team that can do both.
Nate, that's what I did. That's what I did, but I did it better than you because
but your bench might not even become good though.
My bench is all players except for Brandon Ingram.
Bones Highland might be at best.
Bones Highland is averaging 15 points per game and is a key contributor to a possible playoff team.
If he doesn't develop properly, though, then he becomes terrible. He becomes.
I think Bones Highland and Franz Wagner should not have been taken in the draft.
I also think Freeman hit it on the nose before. I think we are running in circles a little bit. So I do want to wrap it up. Just give me your first overall team for the last segment we did. as a part
That's
of this, just so
overall.
we can really get a consensus of who really is the top guy and who is at the bottom of the barrel. So Freeman,
we'll go in order. We'll go
just
in
go
order.
through your rankings one more time so we can get a good
All
look
right.
at it.
So I'm gonna put me 1, Saketh 2.
Yep.
I'll put Jock 3. I'll
Thank
put
you.
Ben 4. I'll put Nate 5.
Okay, Saketh?
Yeah, I'm putting myself at 1, Freed at 2. I think we're just gonna have a fundamental disagreement there. But I feel like
that's fine. That's fine.
It's very fair. They're very close.
Yeah, there's no point arguing about it. So yeah,
Yeah.
me at 1, Freed at 2. It's close between Ben and Jock, but I see Jock
agree.
having a better future.
I agree. Very
Which is fair.
close.
I agree.
see Jock having a better future, and for that reason, I'm gonna put Jock at 3 and Ben at 4. But it is very close. And Nate, there's a huge, sizable gap, and then there's Nate.
Nate, let's hear the rankings.
What I think, really quick, I just want to throw this in. What I think that Jock will have, if you pair Jock's team versus Ben's team for the next 15 years and had him play a 7-game series each year for the next 15, Jock beats Ben outright.
Oh yeah.
But if we're looking at in the next 15 years, who's gonna have the most rings? I think Ben's first 2. Like, I don't see Jock getting more than 2.
That's the argument I want to make when I get to my list.
So I'll still put Jock 3, but I think it's very, very close.
I agree with that, and I agree with that.
Nate, let's hear the rankings.
I'll put Friedman at 1, Saketh at 2, myself at 3, Jock at 4, Ben at 5. My reasoning behind that is Friedman. I mean, that team can win now and win in the future.
Yep.
Saketh, he lacks 3-point shooting, and
That's
that's
just
why
not true.
that's just my reasoning.
It's just not true.
And the reason why I have myself at 3 above Jock is because
Oh
I look at
my!
my core, and my core is intact for the next decade. So that's why I put myself above Jock. And then
Go ahead, Jock.
like his
Let's hear the
bench
rankings.
might not develop. That's the difference. That's why I put
Can we
myself
mute
at
him?
3.
Can we get him off the screen?
Just go.
Jock,
Just go.
let's hear the
There's no
rankings,
argument
man.
anymore.
So I think consensus number 1 is Saketh Matt. I like Saketh because I think he has that middle ground over Matt. So I'm gonna go Saketh 1, Matt 2, myself 3, Ben 4, Nate 5.
All right. So it seems like I'm the deciding factor for who is the best overall team out of everyone. So I'll start from the bottom half and we'll work our way up so we can decide that best overall team. It's not me, by the way. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I have Nate 5, so I'm pretty sure that puts a consensus of Nate at 5.
You guys just don't know how to draft.
Nate, we're not arguing it anymore.
You are in a box. You are on an island with your takes.
There's no argument. These are the consensus based on what everyone's saying.
Nate
There's
is
no
5.
arguing.
Our group list, Nate is 5.
Nate is at 5. At
You guys
4,
are
I have
crazy.
Jock, but I have myself at 3. But myself is 4th consensus.
Yes, and I'm the
Yes.
consensus 3, and that's what I was trying to be. I was trying to be that middle.
Yeah. I
You're
think the one
trying to
thing
be
I'm
the
thinking
middle
about is it's very safe that I get the next 2 rings, and Jock will be battling. I don't see him getting 2 rings against Freeman and Saketh, but he has a chance to. So I think me and Jock are very interchangeable. But yeah, I got consensus
Agreed.
4. Jock got consensus 3rd. And for me, the best overall team and the best consensus overall team is going to be Matt Freeman.
There we go.
So that is
I
the
think
ranking.
it
Like
was
I'm not mad at that at all, but I think you
That's
have
not
to
bad.
mention the fact that it is very, very, very close.
Oh my! The battle for 1 and the battle for 3 are very tight. In my
Yes,
opinion,
100%.
at least.
Very, very close.
Yeah, but hey, that's how it pans out. So
I'm not
right in
mad
the
at
order
it.
we have them right here. So it's Freeman, Saketh, Jock, myself, and Nate. That'll do it for episode 5. Thank you everyone who's watching. It is the longest sports show episode we've had to the date. 1 hour and 43 minutes and 30 seconds is what we're going to end it at. So for the NBA redraft and weekly recap episode, for Matt Freeman, Saketh Kodori, Nate Perez, and Giacomo Imperiale, I'm Ben Chadwick. Thanks for watching.